Hey guys, welcome back to another algorithms video. Today is actually day 50, so we're halfway there. I was really tired today, so I was kind of thinking if I should record this video or not. But yeah, it's a promise that I did with myself, so I just decided to do it. I'll share my screen, and this is a question using two pointers. We're back to two pointers now. I told you guys that I'm going to solve multiple of questions involving two pointers, and this is one of them, 88 merge sorted array. So we're given two integers array, nums 1 and 2, shown in non-decreasing order, and two integers m and n representing the number of elements, num1 and num2. So m and n is pretty irrelevant, right? So you can see that there's nums1 and nums2, and if you merge them, that should be the output in a in an increasing order. They said non-decreasing order, so it's obviously increasing. Um, yeah, but the MNN is just to point it out. It's the number of elements that um, are in nums one and nums two. So if you see num example test case 2, you can see that when m is 1, there's only one element. When n is 0, there's 0 element. Then output is 1. Test case 3 is the same. So how will we implement this in a with the two pointers? Uh, so we're just gonna start with pointers I and j, and then we're gonna initialize it to m and n, m minus 1 and n minus 1. So because m and n is like the number of elements in each arrays, um, we're just going to initialize it. And we'll also have another pointer k to uh, m minus n, m plus n minus 1, which will be used to keep track of the position in nums 1, uh, where we'll be placing the larger elements. And then we can start iterating from the end of the arrays I and j, and compare the elements at this position. So we're gonna iterate from nums 1 and nums 2, end of it, using these two pointers I and j. And then yeah, we'll compare the elements these pointers are pointing at. Um, and we'll place the larger elements in nums 1 at position k, and then we're gonna decrease the corresponding pointer I or j accordingly, and we'll continue doing this until we have exhausted all the elements in nums 2. And if there are still elements in nums 1, then um, we don't have to do anything because they're already in their designated places. So uh, let's try to write the code. So we said we're going to initialize to m minus 1, j as m minus 1 as well. And then k is what we use to keep track of it. So that's m plus n minus 1. Now, while j is more than 0, um, if uh, if 1 second. Yep, there was a systematic error. Anyways, while both I and J are valid, we have to compare um, the element that I is pointing at in nums 1 with J is pointing at nums 2. And we place the larger of the two at nums k, so to keep track of the large element. So while j is more than 0, if I is more than 0 and nums1, the element that I is pointing at is bigger than the element that J is pointing at nums2, then we keep track of it using nums k, nums1k equals nums I, right? And then we decrement it by 1, so that's done by I1. Now, we also have to handle remaining elements in nums2, right? So if there are elements left in nums2, for instance, if the j is bigger than 0, then we have to copy them into nums1 at the correct position. And if I reaches -1, then the loop continues to place the remaining nums2 elements into nums1. So that's done by else nums I k equals nums2 j, right? So yeah, and then we decrement the j as well, and then finally decrement the k. Let's see. We decremented the k because yeah, it's just we don't have to remain no need to handle the remaining elements in nums1. So if j reaches -1, any remaining elements in nums1 are already correctly positioned, so no further action is required. We just have to decrement the k. So let's see if this works. No. Yeah, guys, it worked. That was it, guys. It was using 2 pointers, and we also used the pointer k as well to keep track of the larger of the two. But yeah, 2 pointer is 2 pointer. We just have to make sure we initialize the pointers and then specify the elements those pointers are pointing at. These two parts are always included in this kind of question, I think. Anyways, thank you guys all for listening. That was it for today. And tomorrow we're going to continue with more 2 pointer questions. See you guys.